Customary law is like a set of unwritten rules that people in a community live by. These rules are passed down from generation to generation. They tell people how to behave and what is right and wrong. Customary law is different from laws made by governments. It is based on the traditions and beliefs of a specific group of people. Customary law is important because it helps to keep order in society. It provides a way to resolve disputes and punish wrongdoing. When everyone knows and follows the customary laws, it creates a sense of peace and harmony. People know what to expect from each other. Customary law is found in many different cultures around the world. It is especially important in societies where written laws are not common. Even in places with formal legal systems, customary law often plays a significant role in people's lives. Customary law has been around for a very long time, much longer than written law. It dates back to ancient times when people first started living together in communities. Back then there were no written laws or formal courts. People relied on customs and traditions to guide their behavior. Over time, these customs became established as rules that everyone was expected to follow. They were passed down orally from one generation to the next. Elders and respected members of the community were seen as the keepers of customary law. They were responsible for teaching the rules to younger generations. As societies evolved, so too did their customary laws. New customs emerged in response to changing circumstances. For example, the development of agriculture led to new customs related to land ownership and water rights. Trade and commerce also gave rise to new customs governing contracts and agreements. Unlike laws made by governments, customary laws are not created through a formal process. They emerge organically from the practices and beliefs of a community. A custom begins as a way of doing things that is considered acceptable and appropriate by the group. Over time, if the custom is consistently followed and becomes widely accepted, it gradually gains the force of law. This process can take many generations. It is not until a custom is deeply ingrained in the social fabric of a community that it is recognized as customary law. One of the key features of customary law is that it is constantly evolving. As societies change, so too do their customs and laws. New technologies, ideas, and values can all lead to the emergence of new customs. At the same time, old customs may fall out of use or be modified to fit changing circumstances. Customary law can be found in all parts of the world and in many different cultures. It takes on different forms depending on the specific customs and traditions of the community. For example, in many indigenous cultures, customary law plays a central role in regulating land rights, natural resource management, and dispute resolution. The customs and traditions of these communities have evolved over centuries to ensure the sustainable use of resources and the peaceful coexistence of community members. In some parts of Africa, customary law governs matters such as marriage, inheritance, and family disputes. These laws are often based on the principles of kinship and community harmony. They provide a framework for resolving conflicts and maintaining social order within families and communities. Customary law has several advantages over formal legal systems. It is a system that has evolved over generations, deeply rooted in the traditions and practices of the community it serves. One of its key strengths is its flexibility. Unlike rigid formal legal systems, customary law can be more responsive to the unique needs and circumstances of the community. Because it is based on the customs and traditions of a particular community, it can adapt to changing circumstances more easily than formal law. This adaptability ensures that the law remains relevant and effective. As new situations arise, customary law can evolve to provide solutions that are tailored to the specific needs of the community. This dynamic nature allows for a more personalized approach to justice. Another advantage of customary law is its accessibility. It is often more straightforward and easier for ordinary people to understand compared to the complexities of formal legal systems. Formal legal systems can be complex and difficult for ordinary people to understand. The intricate procedures and legal jargon can be intimidating and confusing. Customary law, on the other hand, is often more straightforward and accessible. It is communicated in a language and manner that is familiar to the community members. It is based on principles that are familiar to members of the community. This familiarity helps in ensuring that everyone understands their rights and responsibilities. Furthermore, customary law promotes social harmony. It is designed to resolve conflicts in a way that maintains relationships and fosters a sense of community. Because it's rooted in the shared values and beliefs of a community, it can help to foster a sense of unity and cooperation. This collective approach to justice strengthens social bonds. When people feel bound by a common set of rules, they are more likely to respect each other's rights and live together peacefully. This mutual respect and understanding are the cornerstones of a harmonious society. Section 6. The Challenges of Customary Law. While customary law has many strengths, it also faces certain challenges. These challenges can sometimes overshadow the benefits that customary law brings to a community. One significant challenge is the potential for customary law to be discriminatory. This discrimination can manifest in various forms, affecting different groups within the community. Because it is based on the customs and traditions of a particular community, it may reflect the prejudices and biases of that community. These biases can be deeply ingrained and difficult to change. For example, in some societies, customary law discriminates against women, giving them fewer rights than men. This gender bias can have far-reaching consequences for women's lives and opportunities. This can lead to situations where women are treated unfairly and denied their fundamental rights. The struggle for gender equality becomes even more challenging in such contexts. Another challenge is that customary law can be difficult to enforce. The lack of formal mechanisms for enforcement can lead to inconsistencies in how the law is applied. Unlike formal law, which is backed by the power of the state, customary law relies on the consent and cooperation of the community. This reliance can be both a strength and a weakness. If members of the community choose to ignore or disobey customary laws, there may be little that can be done to compel them to comply. This lack of enforcement can lead to a breakdown in social order. This can undermine the effectiveness of customary law in maintaining social order. Addressing these challenges requires a delicate balance between respecting traditions and ensuring justice for all community members. Section 7. Customary law and formal legal systems. In many parts of the world, customary law exists alongside formal legal systems. These customary laws are often deeply rooted in the traditions and cultural practices of the communities that follow them. The relationship between the two can be complex and varies from country to country. In some regions, the integration of customary law into the formal legal framework is seamless, while in others, it can be a source of significant legal and social challenges. In some cases, customary law is formally recognized and incorporated into the national legal system. This formal recognition can help preserve cultural heritage and ensure that traditional practices are respected within the broader legal context. This is often the case in countries with a strong tradition of customary law. These nations may have legal provisions that explicitly acknowledge the role of customary law in their judicial processes. For example, in South Africa, the Constitution recognizes the role of customary law and provides for its application alongside common law and statutory law. This dual system allows for a more inclusive approach to justice. In other cases, customary law may operate more informally, existing as a parallel system of justice that coexists with the formal legal system. These informal systems often handle local disputes and community issues in a manner that is culturally relevant and accepted by the community members. This is often the case in countries where customary law is practiced by indigenous or minority communities. These communities may rely on customary law to maintain their cultural identity and autonomy. The relationship between customary law and formal legal systems can be a source of both tension and cooperation. The two systems may have different approaches to justice, which can lead to conflicts, but also opportunities for mutual enrichment. On the one hand, there may be conflicts between the principles and values of the two systems. These conflicts can arise from differences in legal procedures, evidentiary standards, and underlying philosophies of justice. On the other hand, there is also potential for the two systems to complement and learn from each other. By recognizing and respecting the strengths of both systems, a more holistic and inclusive approach to justice can be achieved. Section 8. The enduring importance of custom. Despite the challenges it faces, customary law remains an important part of many societies around the world. It provides a sense of continuity with the past and a framework for social order. In an increasingly globalized world, customary law can help to preserve cultural identity and diversity. Moreover, customary law can offer valuable insights into alternative ways of resolving disputes and governing society. As we grapple with complex social and environmental challenges, it is important to consider the lessons that can be learned from traditional systems of law. By studying and understanding customary law, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the diversity of human legal systems and the ways in which law reflects and shapes society. Section 9. Conclusion. Customary law in a changing world. Customary law is a complex and fascinating subject that has been shaped by centuries of human experience. It reflects the values, beliefs, and traditions of communities around the world. While it faces challenges in a rapidly changing world, customary law remains an important force in many societies. It provides a sense of continuity with the past, a framework for social order, and a source of cultural identity. As we move forward, it is important to recognize the value of customary law and to find ways to ensure that it continues to play a vital role in shaping a just and equitable world.